Well, greetings everybody, this is David right here with DCCASEMODS, and welcome to another video that we're doing this wonderful Thursday. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial and showing you guys how to install water blocks on your memory, or water block kit on your memory as they call it, because it actually composes of new heat sinks that you actually put on your RAM, and then a water block that goes on top of it as well. Now when we're doing this, there's a few different types of kits that are out there. The only two that I know of are the Bitspower. Bitspower makes kits, and then EVGA makes kits as well, but the kits will consist of only the heat sinks for the RAM. So Bitspower, they do 2 kits for 2 memory sticks, or kits of 4, 6, and 8 kits as well. And then EVGA, I think they just sell the kits just come for 2 memory blocks as well. Differences: Bitspower are aluminum. I believe it's aluminum. It feels like aluminum. And then the EVGA, they're actually nickel, which you may get a better cooling with nickel than aluminum. I'm not sure, because I don't even have a program that actually gives me the temperature of the memory. So, but it keeps it cool. It doesn't get hot. It's fine. We're using it right now. But anyhow, so let's go ahead and get into it, and hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, please leave a comment. Comments, subscriptions, subscribe, comments, subscribe, whatever you guys like to do is fine. But like I said, we're going to keep continuing this every Thursday, so please enjoy this tutorial. Alright. Okay, so this is what we got here. We're going to be installing our water blocks for our memory. So one thing that you need, you're going to need a, this is the top, this is actually the water block for your memory. It goes on top of the memory. But what you also need, you're going to need a kit for your RAM. Because the RAM kits have to fit onto this water block. Now for EVGA, this is pretty much the only water block I've seen. Bitspower makes one as well that will work with their Bitspower as well. But what's interesting is that the Bitspower is interchangeable with the EVGA. Now EVGA makes these RAM heat sinks for as well as Bitspower. Those are only 2 companies that I know actually make them, Bitspower and EVGA, which you can get both of these on Performance PCS. I bought these a while ago, so I used them on another build, and I bought 2 sets because I was, I had big aspirations. I was going 128 gigabytes of memory, but that never happened. So this is the second kit that I had. It comes with the screws to actually mount your water block. These are the screws they use to mount the water block onto the memory heat sinks right here. And they give you a Allen wrench, which you should use unless you have a different one. Because this one's kind of interesting. It has a little, it's like a little ball on the top there. Allen wrench. I think it's hex, but I'm not sure. But it's got a little ball on top, so this is very important to keep that. You got your thermal pads here. Thermal pads, and what I'll do, I'll probably cut these because they're actually too long. But you got enough thermal pads because you're gonna put 2 thermal pads on each memory. On each piece of memory. So that's what comes with it, put that to the side. Then of course you got your heat sinks right here. So these heat sinks are designed to replace the original heat sinks that are on the card, but allow you to use them for the water cooling as well, because they have screws on the top. So we'll just see this real quick. Like I said, EK has some too, and the EK ones are actually nickel, where the Bitspowers are aluminum. So I'm not sure if you'll get a better heat cooling with the nickel or with the aluminum. I'm not sure, but the Bitspowers are fine. The EK are pretty much the same way. For the EK, they actually have 3 screws instead of 2. The Bitspower has 2. EK has 1, 2, 3. But these work fine. I've used them before. Not a problem at all. And then they also have on the top here, this is the screw that we use to put to attach it to the heatsink, to the EK heatsink, or the Bitspower heatsink, whichever one. All right. So what's important to remember, or to pay attention to as you're installing these, is now this is a regular heatsink on the memory, and these right here, you have to take them off. You have to actually pry them apart. Unlike the Corsair Dominator, the old GT Dominator memory, DDR3, they actually had screws on them that you can just take off the top of the heatsink and use the heatsinks that were original heatsinks, and you can use the EK water block and just put them on top. And they came with screws, you can go right to it. So, and these are really designed for that Dominator GT memory. But with the Bitspower and EK heatsink kits, you don't have to worry. You can use any memory, really any memory you can use. You're just gonna have to take off the original heatsink. So we're gonna show you how to do that. It's not too difficult to do, but you gotta be careful. You don't want to damage your memory. Okay. So we'll take this. This is the heatsink. We'll go ahead and open this. You get a better look at it. And you can find these on Performance PC. They got different colors: clear, red, blue, green. You can actually change the tops out if you want to make it totally blacked out or whatever. But these work very well, and they're cooling from the top. So as the memory, the heat dissipates from the memory. It dissipates to the top, and it cools them on the top, and it's a nice nickel on the bottom. These are cool. They're good. They work good. I've used them before, so okay, we'll set this to the side. We'll need that now. All right, so I had a tool, but I can't find it for some reason. I don't know where it's at. But so basically, what you got to do, you got to take these out. And what I have here, I got 32 gigabytes of DDR4 Corsair LPX memory. This is 2133 speed, so the base speed. And we just got to remove these. We got to take these off. So I used to have an interesting tool. I don't know where it's at. So to separate these, they've got thermal pads underneath them on both sides, because this memory is 8 gigabytes, but there's memory on both sides, so you're gonna have to separate them. So what I like to do, I like to start from the bottom, right in the middle, actually, right here, and I'll take this little, this is like a little pick or whatever, and I'll just start to pry it open. Just slightly give it a little oomph, nothing too strong, slightly a little oomph. I mean, just to get it moving. Then I'll turn around on the other side and do the same thing. So I'm not in a hurry to do this, but I just want to kind of loosen it up. Loosen it up in between those, the memory and the thermal pad. And you can hear it as it's moving and whatnot, but like I said, you just don't want to put too much pressure. And then I'll start to go from the side here and kind of lift them up. This one seems a lot easier than before, but it's a little easier when you just take your time. You're not trying to rush, you're not in a hurry. So you can hear that as the tape comes up off of it. Like I said, I'm just going to do it as slow as I can, not trying to kill the memory. because you know you don't want to. I mean, you can bend these and take these off, but you know, what if you got to reuse them again? You know what I mean? So you don't want to go too crazy on it. So you can see it's starting to come off, and when I get it to start to come off, I'll take just some pliers, little pliers here like this, and I'll grab it if I can get a good grip on it. I really start to peel this off now. I'm kind of holding it in my hand there. And so this comes off. So as it comes off, you can see here the thermal paste, or the thermal pad is there. We'll take that off. That's the original one. We'll peel that off. I said that there. I'm not really too concerned about taking all the thermal pad off, but I'll try to get most of it as I can. Like I said, the worst thing you want to do is damage your memory. So you want to take your time, because you know these things are expensive and you want them to work. Okay. So now we got it off. And as you can see on the 8GB sticks, there's only memory on one side. Only memory on one side. No memory on the other side, but there is still a thermal pad on here. So we want to take this off. Actually, you know what? Since there's no memory on the side, I'm actually gonna leave this on here. That way, I don't really have to do anything to replace it. I'm gonna leave it right on there as well, because we're only concerned about this part of the memory, because this is actually where the memory is. So 8GB, 4 on this side, 4 on that side to make 8. Okay, it makes sense, right? So we'll set this here. So when we're doing this, all these memories are going to be the same. So we're going to go ahead and take all these off, and then we'll come back. Well, let me take all these off real quick. Alright, so I got all these things taken off the memory. I think I actually broke one. This one broke too, so of course I'm not going to be reusing them. So all these guys are going in the trash. Won't need to reuse them. There you go. Now they're in the trash, so there's no turning back now, right? Alright. So, like I said, so the thermal pads, I'm only going to be using half of it, so we're going to cut this in half. Actually, I'm not going to actually cut it in, I'm going to cut it in threes. Use my little blade here, cut this in three, cut this in three. I don't have any scissors. Okay, so that's one. Good cut. What we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna use on the other side. There's a pad on the other side. That original pad, we'll use those. Okay, we need two more. thermal pad. We'll throw it away. We don't need it. So we got all our thermal pads right here. We're going to use to cover up the memory. And now we just get our heat sinks. Take those out of there. Open these bad boys up. And when you're installing them, you just want to make sure you install them all in the same manner, pretty much. And also, here's another tip: if you're using different sizes of memory, say you're using like 16 gigs with 8 gigs, or 4 gigs with 8 gigs, or whatnot, you just want to make sure that everything works in each slot, and you want to remember how you put them in there. That way, it won't be a problem when you go ahead and install your RAM. So I'm gonna get all my plates like I need them here. Put these here over here, and one more. Actually, that's it. It's 4, 3. So bam, 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 bam. So really, it doesn't matter which side I put it on. But what I like to do. Because I want to make sure that they're all the same, because when you are installing these, you want to make sure that they're all like the same, put in the same position. So what I'm going to do is just pretty much line this one up here. There's a gold dot on this memory right here on this side, so that's going to kind of be my reference point of how I want to put my memory. So I can see here that it's kind of like straight in the middle, and then that gold dot is maybe like a 1/4 of an inch before this little notch here. So I'll make sure all my memory is set up like that. So this, I'll use this as a start point. Grab the other one, put it here, and make sure that's about a 1/4 inch. And because when you're putting the memory, you know there's a slot right here in the middle, and it's all going to line up the same. So you want to make sure that you get those as close as possible, because it'll make it easier when you're installing your water block in your memory. So I keep that as a reference point right there. That's about a 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit. Right there. So that one's done. And the last one here. And that looks pretty good. I'll put in a little bit more. Like I said, I kept the back side, the back heat sinks, or not the heat sinks, but the thermal pads on the back, and we used that, so we won't have to use anymore. So we'll leave it like that. Now we're just going to take our thermal pads that we got and put them on our memory. Let's get our screws out here. So we have screws here. We only need 2 for each of these, so we need a total of 2, 4, 6, 8. Pull these little guys out right here. And these screws have the beveled, there's little small screws like this that come with it. They're beveled because it goes with the beveled on the heat sinks. We need 8 of them, so that's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. We're going to put the heat sinks on. Got a little dead mount going on. So there's 2 sides to this. Yeah, 2 sides. So you'll make sure you take off both sides. We'll just lay this down flat. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. Just to make sure we got our thermal paste on there. So the memory are taken care of. We want to take care of our stuff. Take care of our system. Ooh, yeah, rip that one. this will be fine. Okay, so we're gonna complete one. I'm gonna go ahead and complete one. So I put this one a little bit too low. I want to make sure it's not on the connection for the memory to the motherboard. You don't want to have that in the way. So I just kind of move that. You see, it's kind of lifted up there as opposed to being on the bottom. Then we take our top plate, throw it on there. Now, I still don't like that right there. I don't like that being right there, that little extra. So I'm just going to take my little knife, gently go over it, and pull it off. Now, you could have did that a different way too. You didn't have to use a knife. You could have just grabbed it and put it up a little higher. But I was being a little lazy. So I just used that and it's good, it's fine. Like I said, so that fits on there pretty nice and snug. Then you take your 2 screws here, one here, one there, and we use the Allen wrench that it came with, and fill these in here. And they got these crazy ass commercials. Why you have for one bang? So, okay, so that's it. Not a lot of turning. Very minimal. There you go. Now this right here is your memory with the heat sink on it. And these heat sinks can still be used as normal heat sinks. So you took the old ones off, but you can still use these as normal heat sinks. So they're still good for if you want to resell them or whatever. You can just let people know that it's still just a normal heat sink. Still does the same thing. The only thing that these give you is the screws on the top that allow you to put the water block on. But it's a normal heat sink, so now it's becoming normal memory. So we go. So that's one done. So let's get the other ones done. Now, so now we got all 4 done. And if I did this right, it shouldn't be any problems us putting the water block on with the holes lining up. And I'll show you what I'm talking about when I put this memory in here. I'm just gonna go back and double, make sure everything's tight. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the motherboard, and these are the screws that we're gonna use to put the water block on top of the memory. And I'll put a link in the description for where to buy these from, performancepcs.com. The Bitspowers and the EK ones as well. So I'm gonna dump these in the. Let's go put these in the motherboard. Make sure they fit right. Alright, so we know this memory is tested, so we know it works. Let's go ahead and install these beautiful things in here. Pardon me if I get in the way. I'll try not to get in the way. Let's see what that kind of snaps in there, no problem. This one goes in this way. They should all go the same way. There's a little notch in there. So we got 2 in there. So we're at 16 gigs, and this is going to be 24.
You deserve a better way to watch the sports you love. ESPN Plus gives you live sports and on-demand shows for only $4.
And then another 8 will
Stream
give
thousands of
us
events from the MLS,
32.
MLB, NHL, EFL.
I would have liked to have 48 gigabytes of memory in this machine, but I decided just to go with the 32 because I was like, I don't think I want to do too much to it, because in the future I'm probably going to be upgrading to a Z390 or a Z370, go with a i7-8600K, or go with the new i9-900K CPU in the future. So, you know, save some money. Yeah. I'm looking at it right now, and it looks like they line up. They're not actually straight all the way across, but I think they will be fine. I'm gonna put the, I got the block over it right here, and I can see that it should line up okay. Like I said, they're not perfectly straight, but there's enough leeway, I think, to put the screws in there, and we'll be okay. So let me go ahead and get these screws. We'll go ahead and put these in here. Like I said, it's kind of tough sometimes when you're doing these because you want to make them, that's the one thing with these kits, you have to make them all in line, otherwise it will be really hard to put the screws for the block in here. But as I'm looking at it, I think I can make it work. I think I did it just enough so we can get them in there. So I'll start with this one here. To give you a little bit of leeway, not a tremendous amount. Give you a few millimeters. This is pretty much all you need. Now I've tried to do these things sitting vertically. Oh man, tough. Very tough. Horizontally seems like the easiest way to do it. You can get, it works better that way. I've done it vertically before, but that was really a challenge. But what I like to do is just start putting the screws in, get them started, and then kind of get a good position of where I want the water block to be, and then lock everything down. And like I said, they do make, it's real cool that they got the slots in there. You kind of move it around as you need to. Almost done. Half of the screw. Almost dropped that one. Okay. There. You got 2 more to go. Tighten that too much. Like I said, hopefully, you know, all this will work and we won't have to worry about any troubleshooting, but it should work. It should be fine because I was using this system before, and I think I did a good job with the memory. I don't think I broke anything. Hopefully I didn't. That is not the right hole. Put it in the right hole, please. Did I have the right hole? Nope, there it is again. Oh, it's the last one. Oh, it's the last one. Seems seems to be the most difficult all the time, even on cars too. The last bolt, toughest one for some reason. But I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it, guys. All right, there you go. So, that's pretty much it. So now you got your water block installed for your memory. And it looks good, sitting right next there to the other EK. It's clear, and we'll see the red liquid. So I don't think I need to move it too much anywhere. I'll try to keep it in the middle as possible, most possible. I'll go ahead and tighten it down. Again, hand tightening, of course. Anything too small. Remember, all this stuff is delicate stuff, of course. Put my hand tightening on. So it worked out pretty good. Didn't have to do it twice. Once is fine. Let's hit all of them once again. Okay, so there you go. And now you have successfully installed your memory with a EK water block. So now you're water cooling your memory. It's awesome. It's full. And believe it or not, memory does get hot. So it's actually a good thing to cool them. Not a problem. It actually is effective cooling. Alright guys, well I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it gave you some good information and build up your confidence as far as installing the water block onto your memory. Next week I think we may be doing a video about maybe installing because I'm not sure kind of how I'm going to do these videos, but I still have one to do for installing a M.2 key for you guys that want to do wireless on your motherboards that support M.2 key. So I think that'd be a very informal video. So I think that's what probably more than likely we'll do next week, and then the week after that we'll probably do some water cooling, running custom loops, or whatever comes next. We don't know. As far as I'm trying to do this. So, and this video was sponsored by Get Real Water. I wish these guys were sponsoring us, but maybe that's something that we're going to work on in the future. But this is the kind of water I drink. If you guys drink alkaline water, I drink the Get Real Water. But maybe they'll be sponsoring us one day. Who knows? But I thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for your support. Like I said, I haven't been doing videos for like 3 years, so I'm really excited to get back into it, and I'm working hard, using every every amount of time, or every as much time as I can, and what equipment I got available to bring these videos to you guys. So like I said, I hope it'll help you guys out, and like I said, I hope to give you some good tips and stuff like that, so you can continue to make great systems and have a great performance in your computer that you're using. But anyway, I'll catch you guys next week, and thank you, and please subscribe, and comments are welcome. Alright guys, take care.